Good morning. It's Friday. It's raining again, so I've got my long sleeves on. We're not going out to work outside today. I'm making noise. Had a couple of homeschool days, last couple of days. That was good. I learned some stuff. Quite a bit of stuff, actually. Anyway, especially with math. I love math. I'm a math is my easiest subject, I guess. After that, maybe science, and then history and language are down the road somewhere. But I'm learning a lot about history too, that I should have learned as a child, but didn't. Anyway, maps. This is a 7.5-minute topographical map of Mechanic Falls right there in the corner. And I've always enjoyed maps, maybe because I don't get to go a lot of places, and I just like to see how they're laid out. I like the topographic maps. I have a collection that I've been buying maps that when I see them at yard sales, I'll buy them, even if I've got a lot of maps of northern Maine and so on and so forth. And I'll probably never be there, but I like the maps. One of the things I learned this week is in Forrest's math course, he was taking up earth measurements, longitudinal lines and latitudinal lines, and the measurements of different things, and of course angles and all of that stuff. He's been doing geometry, basic plane geometry, which I aced in high school. That was easy. I was born knowing geometry, I think. Anyway, it's kind of strange. But I never did the math. There again, this is a number that's easy enough to figure out as far as an average number, but the number of miles, of course, maps are divided into angles, degrees, and then minutes, and then seconds. And like I said, this is a 7.5-degree map. When I was younger, the only maps we could get were 7.5-minute map. We could get 15-minute maps, which weren't as detailed. You got more space on the map, 15 minutes wide, 15 minutes vertical, which are rectangular up in this part of the world. And you get closer to the equator, they would be square. But anyway, this is a 7.5-minute map. There are 60 minutes in a degree and 60 seconds in a minute of arc. Well, how many miles are in a degree from the equator to the North Pole? And I never knew this number. I never took the time to figure this out. It's easy enough to take the circumference of the Earth, say 24,000 miles. 1/4 of that would be the equator to the North Pole, 6,000 miles, divided by 90 degrees. I don't know what, and I'm not sure that the 24,000 is exactly close enough. But anyway, in his math book, it said that it's a little more or less than 69 miles. It's a little wider or narrow, it's longer or narrower at the equator and longer or narrower, I can't remember which one's stretched, but at the North Pole. But it's 69 is a good round number. So figuring 69 miles per degree, north and south latitude, we are just a smidgen over 44 degrees right here at this house. 44.113, I didn't figure out what the minutes and seconds are, but or 114. 44 degrees north latitude, which is 3,044 miles, which puts us just about 61 miles south of 45 degrees, the midpoint between the equator and the North Pole. So we're up here. This is northern United States. That's why it's cold out there right now. Maybe it's cold where you are. I've been hearing from folks in Florida that it's not cold down there anymore. It's 90. You can keep it. We'll have it for a week in July. July 4th week, it usually hits 80, 90, maybe 100. And then it starts cooling off again. And did you realize that spring and summer combined, I might have mentioned this recently, spring and summer combined are a week longer than fall and winter combined. So that's one advantage to living in the northern hemisphere. So anyway, 69 miles per degree of north and south per degree of latitude, north or south. And you're smarter now. Have a nice day.